What's going on, peeps? It's Wrath here, hanging out today, playing some Idle Heroes. I want to thank you guys so much for coming out with me today. If you liked the video, don't forget, smash that thumbs up button to show your support, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe as well. Alright guys, before we jump into today's video, we had a thing. Yesterday, actually, yes, I think was it yesterday? I feel like it was yesterday. Anyways, got an email notification. As you know, when I get those, it's like, oh cool, I got a patron. I'll make sure I get it in the video. And as per usual, I was like, forgot it. I always do that. It's like, yes, I got it. It's going to be great. It's going to be right into the video. It'll be a smooth transition, and it doesn't ever happen. I always forget about it, and like, I'm editing my video, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so stupid. So, John Hussey? I want to say Hussey. I could be wrong. Could be Hussey? I don't know. I'm bad with names. But, welcome to the patrons. You're awesome. I deeply appreciate your patronage to the channel, even if I'm a terrible person, and I forget about it, and I don't say it the first time. I do appreciate it. I really do. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. It's really awesome of you, but that's all we're going to say about Patreon. I don't really talk a bunch about it. It's not my jam. If you're interested, there's always a link in the description. That's pretty much as far as I go with it. But again, John Hussey / Hussey / Hussey. I don't know, could be a thing. Thank you for your support. I really do appreciate it. Alright, with that said, today we've got some new events. So we're here on the official server to talk about the new events. Alright? So, let's jump in. Let's jump in just like so. So if you're a spending person, a person with a spending nature, you've got some options. You've got a Bell Rain here. Pretty steep price, but I guess someone told me before it's not about what comes after. It's because, you already get 5,000 gems, so everything else is just extra. I guess you can look at it that way. I look at it as I'm spending $100 for all three of these things, and to me, those three things are not worth $100. But whatever. If you want to spend, totally up to you. You can get a Bell Rain, some Profit Orbs. Not sure why 10,000 Hero Promotion Stones is even a thing. Like, that usually isn't an issue. It just usually is not a problem. I don't really know. I wouldn't say they're the greatest in the world, but whatevs. Whatevs, not my deal. We have a Tavern Quest going on now, which, if you're a new player, this is pretty good news. Tavern Quests are probably one of the easiest quests in the game to complete, and that's good news for you. Because obviously, if they're easy to complete, you're going to get better rewards, you're going to get them pretty easy. The only thing like a really new player is going to have issues with, and even sometimes players like myself, getting 7-star quests. They're pretty rare, and if you're really, really new, even if you have the 7-star quests, they do require a 6-star hero to complete, so if you're really, really new to the game, you might have the 7-star quest and still not be able to do it, so that kind of stinks one, but it happens. Generally speaking, it's just because they're very rare, you may not have them. And speaking of, I guess we'll read the rewards and such, and we'll jump over and check it out. But, as always, you get the 5 heroic scrolls and the 1 super chip for the 4-star quests. Really, really easy to complete. Everybody, even the newest of players, I just totally swallowed something. I don't know what it was. Anyways, even the newest players to the game should be able to do the 4, 5, and 6-star quests. 6-star quests may be a little bit harder for a super new player, but over the course of a week, you should be able to get them. It's not super hard. So everybody should be able to enjoy the benefits of 5 new summons, 3 6 super chips, and 6 profit orbs. The 7-star quests are a little harder to get. They're pretty rare to reroll, so even if you do spend gems rerolling every day like you should, you still might not get them. So that 8 profit orbs and the random 5-star there, you may not get it, which does kind of stink, but it's one of those things. You can't get everything. So before we jump down further, we're going to go check out the tavern because there was a change made to the tavern recently. As you can see, I've got some stuff ready to go here. My 4-star, a few 6-star quests, bunches of 4-stars and 5-stars. I went ahead and re-rolled all my tavern missions today because that's how you do it. I had a bunch of my basic and senior scrolls still to open, so I opened all of those and went ahead and re-rolled all of them as well. That's why I have so many quests here. I've got 30 out of 7. So, yeah. But that's generally how you do it. You re-roll with gems, you get the 4 and 5-star missions, and your 6-star missions should come pretty easily. The 7s are where it gets rough, and we're going to check that out now. There was recently added an info button, and this shows you the drop rates of quests. You may not have known this before, but now you do. 1-star quests have a 25% chance to drop. 2-star quests are 27%, so you're actually more likely to get a 2-star quest than a 1-star quest. Interesting. I don't know why, but you do. 3-star quest, 23%. 4-star, 15. 5 is 8. 6 stars, a 1% chance, which you think, oh my god, that's really bad. But really what that says is 1 out of every 100 missions is going to be a 6-star quest. I get 7 every day, so I mean, if I reroll all my missions just one time the entire week, I should statistically get 1 6-star quest, but I reroll a bunch more than that anyway. But the 7 stars is the kicker. It's 0.2%, or 1 in 500. Which means on average, to refresh one mission from whatever it is to a 7-star mission is going to averagely cost about 5,000 gems. And I can absolutely back that up as factual, because on the private server, I have done that. I've spent 4,000 gems to 6,000 gems trying to roll one 7-star quest. So I would say 5,000 gems to get a 7-star quest is absolutely, that sounds just about right. I've done it multiple times. So really, really low chance to get those if you don't have them saved back, which is one thing I definitely recommend you guys do. All these 6-star missions you see here, these missions I didn't get right now. I had them from before. Tavern Quests ago, I got them, I went ahead and locked them up and saved them, completed them, just didn't actually grab the rewards, so that they didn't stop me from getting, new quests every day. But there you go, save those up, really easy to complete. Same thing if you get a 7-star mission, just lock it away and save it if you can't complete the event. For a new player, if you pull a 7-star quest and you can complete it, don't complete it. I've done it before, and it feels really bad to get one 7-star mission, and then the last day come around, you never get the second one, so you don't actually get the rewards, but you just spent all those gems, and you waste that 7-star quest, so now the next time Tavern comes around, you still don't have the 7-star quest, and you're kind of screwed. So, I would say if you don't have any 7-star quests, I wouldn't complete one if you get it, unless you get the second one. Then go ahead and complete both. It's going to take a lot of gems either way, probably, unless you're really lucky or you've got them saved back. So, that's a thing. Tavern Quest, like I said, the 4, 5, and 6s shouldn't be an issue. I've got probably 24s already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I got 18 of my 4-star quests already done. So I only need 2 more of those and that's finished. Like I said, the 4s, 5s, and 6s are pretty easy to get. Your 7s are going to be your holdup. But remember, getting that 7-star quest will give you, or getting 2 of them is going to give you the 8 profit orbs, which is street value, 4,000 gems. So like I said, if you got to reroll a ton for them, may not be worth trying to get that 7-star quest. It's up to you there at that point. If you have 0 7-star quests, I wouldn't go on a reroll rampage trying to get both of them, because like I said, statistically it's going to cost you 10,000 gems. It's a lot of gems. It's a lot of gems, especially since you get like 500 for a 7-star quest. So, it's a lot. It is a lot of gems. But it's the thing. There you go. There's Tavern Quest out of the way. We'll jump down here to the Fusion event. These are always kind of nice. For new players, you might not benefit as much from these because you're probably not doing a bunch of fusing as a new player. But for someone like me, a little bit longer in the server, people obviously that have been playing much longer than I have, we get a back order of heroes that we need to 6-star and 5-star because if you're an astute player, you always wait for events to do things that you get rewards for. It's the best way to do things, especially in the fusion case. So if you've got a bunch of 5-stars, you just fuse them up all the time whenever you get them, and the event comes around, you're going to miss out on 10 million gold, 12,000 purple dust, and 60,000, 6,000 I said? Yeah, math. 6,000 monster blood, which isn't a huge deal, but the dust is nice. That helps you reroll your upgrade stones, and same with 6-stars. If you have 6-star heroes, as soon as you get them and can 6-star them, you're going to be throwing away a potential of 10 super chips, 3,000 chaos stones, 50,000 of the purple dust, which is quite a bit for your upgrade on your stone, and 40 million gold. So you're throwing away a lot of free resources by doing things outside of the event. So these are always nice for me. I save my fusions for this time on purpose to do them here, and that's how I get extra free crap for them. So boop. Last thing here is the shelter mission. Now, I'm going to go ahead and preface this. I'm not super excited for these 3 heroes personally. That does not mean they're not good heroes. It just means that I'm not building any of them, so I'm not super excited about it. We'll start things out here, obviously, with the Jara. I have to go in here. I do. Jara. Actually, you know what? Screw that. We're gonna go check out these 3 guys where they're 10-starred because they look cooler. Boom. Jara. Hot. Okay. Anyways, I don't know what that was. Had a stroke. Anyway, so Jara here. is actually a really good unit. She's one of my favorite shadow units because she does kind of a dual purpose role. She not only has chances to crowd control with her active skill, she also has a pretty heavy damage drop with a pretty solid damage over time. So she does kind of dual purpose as a PvE and PvP hero, and I'm always a big fan of units that work in two different places very well. That's why I like things like Vesa. They work a lot everywhere. Jara's kind of in that boat. She does a lot for you. Crowd control for PvP is super important. She has that. She's not the fastest unit in the game. 1164 isn't crazy fast, but the crowd control chance is nice, especially when you couple it with a pretty heavy damage drop, and also on top of that, the damage over time effect as well. So really solid in PvE and PvP. I do like her. Her passives are pretty decent too. Stealing attack from people is kind of annoying. It's good for bosses and stuff too. If they're hitting really hard, you can kind of make them hit a little less hard, and that's always nice. Does have some self-sustain, which takes skill damage. Not a ton, but it is decent. It's better, obviously, than no self-sustain, and she also has a chance to increase her own energy when she takes skill damage. So she's a pretty solid unit. I do like Jara. I built her a 10-star in a seasonal server before, and I was pretty impressed with her. I definitely liked her. I'd love to see a 13-star Jara or an Enable 3 Jara and see what she's capable of, but really cool hero. I definitely like her a lot. Pretty solid build. If you're going for mages, Jara is a good one to pick up. That's going to bring us over here to the Rosa. Rosa is, I would say, the worst of the three. He's not necessarily a bad hero, but to me, Rosa's kind of an entry-level hero. That's where I kind of have him in my mind. He's like, I don't know, I was thinking of an analogy, I don't have one in my head, but he's entry-level, okay? The reason I say that is, he's not bad and he is useful in PvE. Not so much in PvP, a little bit, but he does have an attack that reduces enemy attack, which is nice, but he also gives your team attack as well. He grants your allies 20% attack for 3 rounds. That's his active skill, so it's a nice little buff for your team, and that's not bad. Over here, his basic attack also reduces all enemy armor by 20%. That's not terrible. It's going to give you something. It's pretty decent for a debuff. And also, when he falls below half health, gives you some reduced damage. Not a bunch of reduced damage, but a little bit, which is obviously nice as well. My biggest gripe with Rosa is everything he does, a different unit will do better. Okay, I say that because it's true. Alright, it's absolutely true. His armor reduction, like I said, is nice. It's going to make you do a little more damage against bosses and such, or even in arena, you'll do a little more damage to the enemies that have less armor. That's not a bad deal. But if you really want a great armor stripper for PvE, Rosa's not your answer. You're actually going to benefit more from a Sigmund or even a Lutz, as Lutz will strip off all the armor over time, whereas Rosa isn't going to quite do that. At most, he'll get 40% of the armor off by himself. So, he does okay, he does strip armor, but he's not going to strip all the armor, and other heroes can do that while also putting out heavy damage themselves. Sigmund does massive amounts of damage while also stripping armor, so he does a lot more for you in PvE than Rosa does, in my opinion, and since I've built, both, I would definitely take a Sigmund over Rosa any day. As for the attack boost, you say, well, that's going to pair with his armor reduction, right, and give you even more damage. Yes, it does. But enter somebody like Heartwatcher. She's also going to boost the living crap out of your damage. In fact, she's going to give your team an additional 300% damage versus enemies, which is 4 times normal damage. Obviously, his attack is not a 400% attack boost. It's only a 20% attack boost. Heartwatcher boosts your damage by 4 times, so obviously a really big difference there in the amount of damage you put out. So like I said, he's a good entry-level PvE hero. If you take him to 10-star and you have a 10-star, it's not a bad deal. You can always feed him out later to someone better like a Heartwatcher to make her 13-star. But I would say, from my personal view from building him before, he's not bad to start out with. Take him, even if you take him all the way to 9-star. Not a terrible hero, but eventually I would feed him instead of keeping him because other heroes do what he does better. Things like Sigmund, Cruz, and Heartwatcher are going to do well over what he's going to do for your team in PvE. So again, entry level, not a terrible hero to get, but also not god tier, and I wouldn't invest too much into him. With that said, that brings us to the last hero you get from the Shelter mission, which is Medel. This is one of the few heroes in the game I've never built. Not because he's not good, but because he's very hard to build. He's a light hero. Light heroes take a lot to build. But I've heard good things, especially since a recent buff to him that gave him a little bit of reduced damage, not to mention a higher HP. He has 600 grand base health, or 600,000. Someone's gonna get out there and be like, grand is only for money, you idiot. I don't care, alright? You understand what I mean? It's 1,000, okay? So anyways, 612,000 health is a pretty substantial amount of health. But the thing Asmo does, while he can tank pretty decently, he's also pretty solid at dropping damage. Critical strike marks is what he tags with his basic and active skill, not to mention I think he tags him when he gets hit as well. Yes, when taking damage, he also tags on crit strike marks. But he also boosts his own crit damage, and he boosts his own crit as well with regular attacks and stuff. So this guy is a crit damage machine. He hits really, really hard as he stacks those critical marks. When he triggers them, you can drop millions of damage, and it's very destructive. So a really good hero from everything I've heard. No one's been like, Asmo's total garbage, don't build him. They say he's a really decent hero. I just have never built one, so I can't 100% be like, yes, build him 100% for sure. Especially on official servers, these light heroes are incredibly difficult to build. So it's one of those things like, maybe try, but maybe don't try. Anyways, with that said, we'll jump up here and look at the requirements because that's kind of important as well, right? So, for Jara, as usual, you're going to need Shadow. Holy balls. Shadow Assassin? That doesn't make any sense. She's a mage. Am I looking at that? No, that's Assassin. That's absolutely a Shadow Assassin. Is it a misprint? I gotta look at this. I gotta look in my bag. Ooh, I don't have any. My 4-star Sitch is pretty butthole. Anyways, we'll go back into that, but that's weird. Usually it's the corresponding hero to what they are, so it'd be like Shadow Mages to make her. I don't know why that's a thing. Apparently it's a thing. And you're also going to need a 5-star Shadow to put in there as well to pull her out. You also get 4-star Orange Gear, which is pretty solid, especially for a new person. This is fantastic. So if you've got 4 Shadow Assassins, like, I think Bone Carver, I believe, is it Gabagbo? I don't know. I feel like he might be. I don't know. We can check. We can check to be sure, because someone out there is going to be like, you idiot moron. It's not. I know Bone Carver's an assassin, 100%. You are a ranger, so I was wrong there. Is there another assassin? Eeny, meeny, miny. He's a warrior. That's a priest. Priest. Warrior. Ranger. Mage. So that's only one assassin. You need Bone Carvers. Alright, so you got the Bone Carvers. You're good to go. Anyways, with that said, it's always nice to have those pulled out from Shelter Mission because it does put them in shard form in your bag. 50 Jara shards, not just a straight up Jara, which means you can store her away for heroic miracles and pull her out. Then, Shelter Missions and Prophet Orb missions are really good for that. They give you a lot of heroes in your bag, which you can use later to complete heroic miracles. They kind of chain together well. Plus, obviously, like I said, the 4-star Orange Gear for a new player is very good. Even for an older player like myself, I probably won't use these heroes. I'm not building Jara or Rosa. But if I can, I'm going to pull both of them out so I get that 4-star Orange Gear, plus have that hero in the bag for heroic miracle. Just like so. Alright, now, the Rosa. The Rosa monster. Apparently a strange thing here as well. He's going to require warriors instead of, I believe, priests. That's strange. But, on top of this, there's a new skin for Rosa, and bam. Now, I had a guy in my guild, Zitokai. Zitokai? I don't know how he says it, but he was like, it reminds him of Radagast the Brown. If you don't know who that is, you don't watch Lord of the Rings or / The Hobbit, and if you don't, we're not friends. But anyways, he's actually pretty on point there. That's what he reminds me of. He looks just like, he even got the little bird and everything. So, new skin for Rose. It actually looks alright. I'm pretty okay with it. He looks like an old grumpy man. I'm alright with it. But anyways, you also get the skin for pulling Rosa out this time, along with the 4-star Orange Gear and a Rosa. So, if you can complete it, go ahead and do it. It also puts him in your bag for you for heroic miracles, but you get a nice little special skin, and you get some Orange Gear. So, boom. The last one's Asmo. Now, the light and the dark heroes and shelter missions are always the most expensive. This guy here is going to set you back a pretty penny. First up, he doesn't just take one light hero, he takes 2. That's a hefty price to pay for one hero copy, unless you're really planning on building him to 10-star, because light heroes are pretty rare as is, especially when you have to build food for your other light heroes, so sacrificing 2 light heroes to get 1 is a really heavy price. But that's not all. You've also got to spend 30 million gold and 3,000 gems. It used to be, I believe it was only 1 light hero before. I don't know why they raised it to 2. I felt like it was already pretty heavy price just to swap 1 hero for him. But now they've got it at 2 heroes, and I'm not going to lie, I'm going to pass on this one. I'm going to pass on the Asmo, mainly because I've already got light heroes in my bag. I've got a Faithblade chilling, a Fegan chilling, I've got an Asmo already chilling there as well, with a Michelle, so my next couple Heroic Miracles are already finished. I don't feel like fronting 2 light heroes, 3,000 gems, and 30 million gold just to put another Asmo in my bag. I won't be building him on official anyway. I'm going for Gurky, even though he's not as good. He looks cooler, and I'm okay with that. So I'm going to skip Asmo. Up to you guys if you want to take him or not. It's kind of one of those do you need him kind of things. If you're building him like on the private server, etc., of course you're going to pick him up. But unless you really need one for Heroic Miracles, you really need that 50 shards of a light hero in your bag, these are tough to justify. Because like I said, 2 light heroes for 1 is kind of expensive, especially when you start getting to the point where you're making 6-star fodder and such. Every hero you're throwing away to get another hero, I know you have to get more and more food then to build them. Plus, it's 3,000 gems and 30 million gold on top of that. If it's just 2 light heroes, I'd be like, okay, maybe. If it was 1 light hero and 3,000 gems, I'd be like, alright, I can understand that. But this is 2 and 3,000. I'm not really feeling it, so I'm going to skip out on this one. Totally up to you guys, though. Some people really need it, and if you really need it, then it's, take it. But I don't, so I'm not going to take it at all. But that is the new events. I've gone over everything I can think of in my mind that we need to talk about. I go in depth a little bit on these. Some people kind of like, why do you talk so much? If you're a new player watching this, you're wondering about the new events, that's why I go into detail on things. Older players, you already know all this stuff. It's pretty, self-explanatory. But a new person's like, okay, this hero does this hero does this. I didn't know that before. So that's kind of why I do that. Anyways, that is going to be it for today, though. We've done everything that I can think to do. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget, smash that thumbs up button to show your support if you haven't already. Don't forget to subscribe as well, and tell your friends about it, because that definitely helps me out a lot. And I will see you guys in the next one.